like to call the regular meeting of the Downtown Development Authority Board. It is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, and it is 6:30 p.m. Could we have a roll call and determination of quorum, please?
Chairperson Debbie Burgess,
Here?
Vice Chairperson Dr. Sam Caruso,
Here.
Secretary Laurent,
Here.
Treasurer Shell, Director Campbell,
Here.
Director Barnett, Director Coe, Director Garris, Director Rutt.
Here.
We have quorum.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, approval of minutes. A, approval of DDA regular meeting minutes of January 20th, 2026, page 3.
Move to approve the Downtown Development Authority Board regular meeting minutes of January 20, 2026. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 4, approval of agenda.
Move to approve the agenda as presented. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 5, a call to the public. The DDA welcomes comments related to the work and spirit of the DDA on non-agenda items. Each person wishing to address the DDA board shall be afforded an opportunity to do so. When recognized, please give your name and address and direct your comments to the chair. Comments on the agenda items may be allowed upon the calling of the item. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or is allowed by the board chair. Okay. Moving on to item number 6, consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are approved by one vote. A, financial reports, page 11, and B, notice of appointment, board member, page 23.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 7, financial matters. A, bill approval, page 32, roll call required.
They're going too fast, right?
Oh, he's there. Yeah, sorry. Trying to keep up. Chairman Burgess.
Oh, we need a motion.
We need a
Oh,
motion.
sorry.
I move to approve the disbursements in the amount of $20,588.98 for January 2026.
Support.
Let's have that roll call.
Roll call, please.
Chairperson Burgess,
Yes.
Director Campbell,
Yes.
Vice Chair Caruso,
Yes. Yes.
Secretary Laurent,
Yes.
Director Rutt.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to item 8, new and old business.
There is none.
None?
Not tonight.
Okay.
Yay.
Moving on to item number 9, reports, resolutions, and recommendations. A, Executive Director's Report, page 39.
Good evening, Madam Chair. I'm excited. These are not posted yet. I'm going to steal a little bit of thunder of our Assistant Director just because I'm very excited about the day that we had in our town. Janet, our outstanding Assistant Director, secured through volunteer professional photography to capture the Ice Fest and the ice golf that happened in our town just on February 7th, so just 10 days ago. The pictures don't do it justice of how cold it was on that day. I would applaud those weaker than the regular DDA folk that had to have the golf hole in their store. I won't pick on anybody on this. Some had their golf hole outside, but seemed to run inside to their kitchen all the time. The rest, no, I'm kidding. A big thanks to the board for everybody's participation. This is only one of the 2 photographers that Janet was able to secure. This is going to try to be more of a regular occurrence for us so that we really continue to build just an awesome set of photos of the day. And yeah, it's a lot of, looks like, oh, those are a lot of the same. They're just really cute the more you look at them and the people that we see, the activity with the ice golf sculpture. So Janet will go through that in her report, but I thought that this was really cool, a really cool day. So for my report, it's in your agenda. Sorry, I'm kind of working off of the screen today. The report is in your file, and page 40 or so. What's going on in the life of the executive director? Not that you have to look at the screen on this, the report's there. My office has been really active on preparing for budget. I had an outstanding meeting with our great village manager, Mr. McClary, today. Very cordial and upbeat and positive. He and I both seen that the direction of where we're going from valuation and others is improving, which is great. We've got a lot of big things to do. The DDA does and the village. And so we'll be attacking our budget. I've already started it towards next year. The board should anticipate in March we'll be doing a series of budget adjustments to get this year kind of in line with some things that have not gotten out of whack by anything other than utility costs are out of whack and gas bills are, I mean, when it's 0 degrees for 40 days in a row, everybody knows we're encountering. So our budget too, we'll just have to do some adjustments on that. Emily, who had to leave us for health reasons, I did hear from her. She's doing well. The reason I heard from her is because I had to call and say, okay, where have you been putting certain things within the budget? And she was great to help out with that. So we'll anticipate some budget adjustments going forward in March. We will also be doing a preliminary adoption of a budget in March, which, Madam Chair, that means between now and then I'll be calling on the executive committee and/or those that have sat on the budget task force in the past, just to come to the office for a short period of time. Let's walk through it, make sure we're on the same page with where we're going. The budget will be a little bit static this year to next year. Now, what do I mean by that for the public that's here or watching? We've got a really good budget. We're really finite. We focus that budget in this current calendar year, different than we've done in the past because of the nature of the lumberyard. We're going to do that again, and we've got a really good targeted plan. You'll see the way that Ms. Bloom and I are targeting the way we're doing alternative third-party revenue later in the agenda when we talk about minute for mission. But you should anticipate in March that we'll be working on the budget. The things that, like a couple little highlight tidbits, we finally have revenue stream from our EV chargers. I'm doing an audit back a little bit farther. I think we're owed more money on our EV chargers. We're not getting rich, but we are making money. Those stations cost us in utility charge on average about $340 a month. And now it looks like we're averaging a net revenue to us of about $540 a month. So that means we make $200. So we're providing a really good public benefit in Children's Park parking lot. One of the stations is broken right now. So there's a proposal that will come to you in March that the company that we work with is willing to replace all of the equipment for new equipment at their charge or at their cost. Like we wouldn't have to pay anything. Really, that comes with just the hang up of, hey, would you please extend your contract so that we still keep you under our system? I'll probably be recommending that so that we get new equipment going forward. As long as they're making a positive revenue to the DDA, we'll continue the EV charging program. Now, before that, we probably have had 8 or 9 FOIAs over the last 2 years. We've kind of drilled down to the bottom of it. What happened was the company that we signed up with got bought out, as often happens in this world, and it took almost 6 months for the new company called Center GV. I don't know who picked that name. It's the most difficult name ever. It took them a little while to get caught up. So I think we've got that caught up now, so you'll see some of the EV charging go. The decor from Christmas is going to start coming down. It was going to start coming down today, but your director had too many meetings. Mike Campbell was going to help today, and I had to text him this morning and say there's just too much on the plate. But you'll see the decor starting to come down. Our light guy, Santa Crew, Dave, will be out with his crew on Friday and Saturday, taking the lights down. So as much as we love the lights downtown, it is getting towards March. We all laugh at those people that still have Christmas lights up on their house in March, so we don't want to be those folks. So you'll see the Christmas decorations come down. So there's lots of other things in the brief report that I have, and I can answer any questions. If not, a motion would be to receive and file the executive director's report.
Motion to receive and file.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Lumberyard progress report.
I want to point your direction. I know all of you already know this, but I want to point to the community that watches these meetings. We do have a lot of people that watch these meetings. As everybody's aware, is in the packet, we have submitted for our planned unit development pre-eligibility. Mr. Laurent, you acknowledged that the packet was passed out at the last Planning Commission. We will be on Planning Commission in a formal sense on March 2nd, so a week from Monday. I would encourage any of you, any of the board members that would like to attend. It's not a rally cry of, well, we need to come and support each other, but it is fun because we're doing this really legacy significant project, and this is the first step of significance in getting our final plan approved. It has taken longer. I'll admit that to the public as well. The reason,
Plus, the packet looks great.
yeah,
It really looks good.
it's pretty thorough. The packet's very thorough because it goes through a lot of the detail. I would remind the board that we are reverse engineering this project. Now, what do I mean by that? I explained to somebody this morning. What we mean by that is we are self-general contracting and general managing this project. And so you've entrusted me with that responsibility. What does that mean? Those fees are usually upwards of 20% of project costs. So if the project costs $2 million, then you could expect that almost $400,000 of it would go to general conditions and project costs. So you're not paying me that. Where's the public? They're not paying me that, but we're saving that cost to reinvest into the project. So you have a very detailed submittal. Why do I bring up the website? This is the best way for me to report right now on the progress of the lumberyard. I want to remind everybody that if you want to see where were we at the end of the year, this is a really, well, I'm not hooked up to the internet. Do you mind, Madam Chair, if I hook up real quick? I just want to show how easy this works. If I can find it, Orion Village Public, connect. Darwin's travel schedule is going to pop up. No, I'm sorry, Darwin. Bad form amongst colleagues. They've got great Wi-Fi here at the village. If you're ever out and about, it works great. All right, so on the various websites, if you go to our website, I'm going to refresh this. You can go to any of these reports. I mean, this is the report from towards the end of the year. It talks about what we've done at the trailhead. It has photos of where our goal set is, kind of where we're at in construction. It has a narrative of what we're doing. It has next steps. Any questions that come up from the board or from the public, it is a very easy task just to go to downtownlakeorion.org. If you go to our homepage, this is really easy. I mean, this is last year's ice sculptures. We'll replace it with those new pictures next year. It's a very nice, quick functioning website, and you go right to the lumberyard page. So where are we at right now with it? We're right here. We have submitted a conceptual plan that talks about what is going to happen in concept that needs to get approval now. So that plan's there. It's pretty replete. It talks about the different surface makeup, retention areas. Everybody says, well, this is just a concept plan. It's not in detail. How come you don't have that yet? This is the first step in how you reverse engineer a project. And how that stands is we have updates. The bakery that's going to go in the retail is still moving on contract. We're meeting a week from tomorrow to finalize that. This retail out front, we have 3 users downtown that are very, very interested. I don't want to disclose because it's a little bit competitive. All of these, the bike shop, all of these things are happening now to allow us to monetize what that is to finance the project. All of you have heard that. I'm saying it more for the benefit of the public. So this is really the best update on the lumberyard I can have is what did Mr. Laurent talk about? Well, we submitted a very detailed project narrative. If you want to know what we submitted and what are we saying and what are we presenting to everybody, but you don't have the time to come to our office or look for it, it's right on our website. This is all public record. This talks about what the project overview is, where it is, what the plan is, what the key components are. Most significant to this submission is it talks about the convergence of the original blight condition through where we're at to where we're going. This is for the benefit of the Planning Commission to have an understanding, do these uses comply with the ordinance? What we're proposing here, does it comply with the master plan, the direction that the village has as its overall plan? This is not the DDA saying what they want. This is the community saying what they've planned for. And so if you want to know how we're trying to meet that, it's in here. Just for instance, the outdoor public space section here, we talk about the total acreage of open space that we're going to leave on the site, and it's 26% of the entire development site. It's a very high percentage of what we're doing. We're talking about greenbelt landscaping from a finite standpoint of approximately 0.85 acres in the overlay and upwards of 2 acres of total open space when we add in all of our greenbelt. So out of a 4.2 acre total development site. 2 acres of it's going to be public, open, walkable space. Now, some of it's going to be rain garden, some of it's going to be cool outdoor and pathway and trail, but it's open space. And so if you're interested as a public or as a board, this kind of walks you through, like, what do you, when you say in your things, there's a bakery, this is kind of how that's starting to formulate in our discussions of how it might look when it finally comes to the site. So I would encourage everybody, these technical considerations of how we're handling fire access, how parking counts will work out, what our public market impact is on the amount of cars that are going to be there. The detail of what we're doing is not just a dream board. This document is a detail for planned unit development under the ordinance, under the law. So I would encourage everybody to take a look at it. The only other thing from where we're at from the website are some of the cooler things. We've got the videos that we've done with On TV. We'll probably later this spring, when we get closer to kind of a true groundbreaking, what we've been doing now is the historic preservation. We will have a third video that will talk about the next step of this, PUD, what that means. It'll be right here. If you like, where is that? Just go to our website. What I really love is you say, well, you know, renderings are the dream. This is the dream of what we're doing. Now, these are not exactly what's going to get built. What a rendering is, and I would emphasize to the board, is this is the concept of what we're going after. It might look different than this. You know, when we really get down to it, it might look, why would it look different? Because the bike shop may take this and say, well, you know, we really like that, that's great, but it doesn't fit specifically what our needs are. Or this Thursday, I'm walking through a DTE service planning, so we get all the electrical work moving forward. DTE may say, well, you can't drop the service drops, what we need for power for this in the way that you think you can. It might change, and so the footprint might change. So if you look at these and we want to show your friends, like, look at the cool stuff we're doing. I love this one because we do probably want to do some type of shipping container outdoor market concession. Well, that's not where it's going to go. Sometimes the AI programs just put things in the wrong spot, but it gives us the representative capacity because that's the actual deck that you all approved. It just has people on it with the ability of using AI programs to do it. The trailhead building, that's what the building pretty much looks like today, but that's what it's going to look like in a year as well. But it's going to have these cool gates and access points and natural trailway. The barn, it kind of looks like that from the east side right now. The lighting fixturing is in process of getting identified. So go to the website. So last thing on the report of what are we doing next steps, immediate next steps. I'm working very diligently on a lighting plan and an illumination plan. So you can see this picture down here at the bottom. Sorry that these keep popping up. If I knew how to get rid of that. This is the illumination plan. So why is this important? We're trying to get a jump start on PUD for the planned unit development process with Planning Commission. So when we go to final site plan, we already have all of our lighting plan. We've already compliant with the ordinance. We're moving forward so that we can time the ordering of fixtures, placement of electrical drawings, those types of things. This is how you reverse engineer a project like this. Instead of waiting until we get plan development and then finding an electrical contractor to say, could you draw what you think we need here? Now we have a plan, and next thing you know, it's October. We are layering everything on at the same time. So you're seeing illumination plans for the whole site that talk about where we're going to put certain drops, where we're going to put certain exterior lighting. If you go through closely with a plan like this, if you put everything and you lit it up, essentially this is how your site would look. All the light is captured on site. So we're going through this type of effort from a pre-planning standpoint. The DT service planning is already started. It's already been submitted to DT. We'll meet on Thursday. I have an RFP prepared to seek electrical contract proposals. Madam Chair, I'll work directly with you in between meetings so that we could issue that RFP. So in March, we'll be back considering hopefully 4 to 6 very specific proposals on a 2-phase electrical contractor onboarding where it would be a lump sum to install all of the base service and then a maximum cost not to exceed for all of our phase 1 of building out lighting on these plans. Now, that might sound familiar. It sounds very familiar to me. It's exactly what we did on the general contractor for historic preservation. We did a lump sum bid on core improvements that we needed. We ended up hiring Mickey's Construction out of Ortonville, and then we did a cost not to exceed basis based upon our grant to do all of the rest of the build-out. So we're following that same model. We're going to get certain bids and proposals from multiple contractors. That'll all come back in March. And so that's kind of where we're at with the lumberyard. And again, I would, the village homepage is really great, but our homepage is really great too. And we're building it out, and it's got all kinds of great information. You can go through all of the old reports. You can submit comments of things that you'd like to understand and have questions. You can see videos, and it goes on and on. And if you're not interested in the lumberyard, then it will show you how to get downtown dollars. It's going to have a button very soon on how to get service hours. This still has the Ice Fest up, in part because we don't have another event until our Main Street open house. And so I think it's cool the amount of sponsors and things we had for Ice Fest. So I've left it up at this point. So it's pretty cool. So that's the lumberyard update. Questions? If not, it would be receive and file that report.
I don't have a question, but I just think it's super cool that anybody can go to the website, and it seems to be pretty user-friendly, just by, you explaining and pushing the little button right as we're all sitting here watching it, that people can read, they can look, they can submit questions, if they have it. I mean, that's pretty exciting that it's just right at anybody's fingertips, so.
It's one click, and you have pretty much everything you could need to find. And if it's not here, we're a stop or a call away to get everything else. I will say the one thing that's not on here, Madam Chair, is we did submit grant compliance reporting to the county. As you all are aware, we accepted that at the last meeting. That's not on here. I could put it on here. It's about 900 pages of bids and POs and everything else. If anybody is interested, if you're interested in that, if someone's in the public, instead of sending us FOIAs, we get missed out. The clerk, Mr. McClary, is phenomenal, as you know. Her and I have been managing a lot of FOIAs lately. It's so much easier for people just to come see us. If they want to do it, they can come. We can walk through the book together. It's all public record, what's there.
Yeah, it'll save me time too, because on a daily basis, I get patients asking me, what's going on in lumberyard? So I gotta take a 5-minute discussion on my time of the day. So I'll say, I'm gonna make a flyer, the QR code, and give it to them and say,
Yeah.
here, click on the flyer, go to the QR code, and go to the website.
That's a good
and see
idea.
it. It'll save me some time.
Yeah.
Every day I
That's
get
a
asked
really good
questions.
idea.
Yeah, I'm really, I'll be honest with you, I'm really most pleased with the fact that we've been doing these monthly, they're almost monthly reports. This really just, people are like, so the next one will be populated in March. We didn't do one this time because the PUD narrative is up. But I think these are great because they really talk about, like, where are we? Like, what's coming next and getting this done? And this is a great resource, so yes.
It's nice seeing where we came from and where we're at already and where we're heading. It's kind of cool to see those pictures. Those photographs are pretty amazing.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's gonna look cool.
Yeah, look at this week.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we need a motion, do we have a motion?
Right there.
Receive and file the director's report. I make a motion. That was backwards.
Support.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to number C, Assistant Director's Report.
I tell you, we were very fortunate, again, to have a professional photographer join us for Ice Fest, and then also a student from Lake Orion High School joined us as a photographer as well. So we'll be sharing all that photo dump, and some volunteers also gave us some photos too, so that will be going out this week. So in your packets, again, we talked about Ice Fest. It was 21 below that morning. The wind was moving pretty brisk. We had our volunteers bundled up and just ready to pitch in, and they were just a tour de force that morning. So certainly a thank you for them helping us get all set up and get the golf hole all set up as well within the alley, and distributing things out. So we had the ice carvings, live carving demonstration. In fact, one of our, which I'll share in the wrap-up report, just some of the challenges we had with one of our live carving demonstrations. So we'll get into the Ice Fest with the wrap-up project with that. As Matt mentioned, we have March 26th, the Main Street Open House is coming up at our DDA office, which will be from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And again, it'll just be a really great way to understand what the 4 points are with Main Street and get an opportunity to meet our board, our committee members, and talk about volunteer opportunities that are coming up. So we're excited about that, and we'll be getting that information out shortly. Our next event that we have, May 9th, Spring Cleanup Day, 9 a.m. to noon. We're going to meet at Cookies and Cream. Bring your gloves, gardening tools. Again, we had 65 volunteers that joined us last year. And so we're excited to invite everybody back out. We're ready for spring, first of all, and to be able to clean up downtown and make it look fantastic before Art and Flower Fair. We have the Shop OCs program, which is still going on. They have, that runs until June 2026. So again, if you can't come downtown to shop in person, you can always shop online and support our downtown merchants. And they are running a 100K challenge. And what that is that based on top shopping in different communities that are part of Shop OC Main Street, that a person is drawn as a shopper, and they get a chance to win money. And then also the community who has sales over a certain dollar amount are put into a drawing as well, and we could get as a DDA $1,000 from that. And then also business merchants who, again, reach a certain threshold are also put into a drawing. So it really is a triple win for this program. We are working with the community calendar, do our last round of edits. So for those that I've put emails out to and I haven't heard from you yet, I'll be making a call, make sure we can wrap that up, and we can get that posted as well. For our e-newsletters, 9 e-newsletters were created going out to our business and consumers. Again, average open rate 26.4%, again above industry standard. As far as our social media, we've been adding a lot to that organically to gain followers between our Facebook, our business group as well, the Illuminators pages. We've started getting some traction with that. We'll be working with the organization committee, it was just mentioned at our last meeting, to have more of a content plan as far as the Illuminators pages that we run, and then also with Instagram and X as well. So a couple things that we wanted to note as far as saving the date. We have Waterside is going to be hosting our next Downtown Lowdown. It's going to be Monday, February 23rd, 4 to 5:30. We encourage all of our businesses, and in fact, we've been asking our businesses on our invites, invite your business neighbors. If you haven't had a chance to see them at a meeting, go on either side, ask them to join you for that meeting, and so hopefully if everybody can bring one extra one, we're doubling our numbers. And then we have trainings that are coming up. So again, as we work with Oxford DDA and with Oakland Thrive and with the Chamber, we're coming up with different training programs. So there is a Main Street Oakland County hospitality training that we're working with, again, Main Street Oakland County and Oakland Thrive. Matt, I don't know if we've had a date from Eric on that yet, so keep a watch for that. That's going to be reaching out to our restaurants. And then May 18th, a joint training with, again, Lake Orion and Oxford DDAs, working with the Michigan Retailers Association with Trends for Retailers. And then June 15th, actually, sorry, that date just changed today, it's June 16th, with Oakland Thrive, along with the Chamber and Oxford DDA, doing Brand Love in Action, How Emotion Wins Hearts and Build Loyalty. So again, want to certainly have our businesses join in for those different trainings. We've also scheduled one for September 21st, again with the 2 DDAs, Small Business Insurance and Preparedness. So again, great opportunities for businesses to learn information and again, just additional resources to help out our business community. So we have, let's see if I can get in here. We're going to go downtown. I don't know if I'm going to get to the right spot.
You want to go to our website?
No, I was just going to get to the board packet.
That was
All right.
it. go back there, go to the top. No, on your, go on that tab, and then go to the top and click on your report. You're trying to get your report?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, so go to that one, click,
yeah.
and go on the scroll. It's on page 37. Go
Oh,
to the top.
there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, I
Wherever
feel
you
like I'm
think you can
close,
get
but not
there.
getting there. There we go. So again, for the Ice Fest, it was chilly, it was cold, it lived up to its name. So again, we added a QR code to get volunteers, and we had a great response for that. So again, just a quick overview of the event. We had the ice carvings, live carving demo. We launched a new chili cook-off competition. We included the winter storybook stroll that we do at the library because those pages were up in retailers' windows. Obviously, it's a great partnership with Sunrise Rotary as far as the Ice Golf Cup Challenge. And we had the scavenger hunt. We also launched a bingo event. And then we had a selfie station and our Flint Street Alley, we say warming hub. We had 3 fire pits, a gas heater, and a patio heater going. It warmed up a little bit, So again, we're very proud of the sponsorships that we got through with that. And again, we have a few listed on that particular flyer with Mystic Cove, with Mosheri Companies, Bitter Toms and Meyer, some of our top sponsors. Again, with the chili cook-off competition, I was thrilled with the participation that we got from downtown restaurants. Sampling was from noon to 3:30. We had the awards at 4 o'clock at Wine Social. We had Bitter Tom's, Irish Tavern, Johnny Black's, Rise Lounge, Sagebrush, Sick Town Hall, the Mess Hall at American Legion, and then Waterside came on the other side of M24, and we had them at Wine Social. And so again, here are the sponsors that step forward that also between sponsorship or purchase ice blocks. So again, we want to just say a quick thank you to Mystic Cove, Meyer, Bitter Toms, Broadway Embroidery, Caruso Chiropractic, Hanson's, Lake Orion Review, Michigan United Credit Union, and our media partners of On TV, Lake Orion Review, and AdRight. And loved the billboard ad on AdRight as you drove by on M24. So we had a map as far as where all the action was happening. And for the report here, again, we just put in as far as the weather that we had for that day, listed who supported us for the single block. Bitter Times came with a double block. Live carving demonstrations that we had with Mosheri and Meyer. Again, our media sponsorship. Our business, we had 15 participants with our business bingo. And then Jack Frost, we had that poster located at Lucky's. And then I just listed off our chili cook-off participation. Certainly want to give congratulations out to our chili winners. Irish Tavern was our first place. Rise Lounge came in at second, and Bitter Tom's was third place. So congrats to them for that. They were all excited to compete again for next year. So we are excited about that as well. There were 60 volunteer spots for this event, and almost all of them were filled. And I am just, again, very overwhelmed by the support with this community, also with our students that step forward. And in fact, I have to share the story that at one of our restaurants, they were so impressed with the student that was working there that they asked for their name, and we're going to reach out to the principal and just let them know what a stellar volunteer person from the high school that came out to help support. So we hear this a lot from our area students, which is wonderful. And so again, our volunteers toughed it out. They were bundled up and were ready to go. And also we had an amazing crew at Teardown as well. So again, want to thank everybody for helping out with that. We, of course, had the golf hole number 12. That was off our info booth in the warming hub. The one thing that we want to talk about is media coverage. So I had reached out to Channel 7 or WDIV Channel 4 and had asked them, you know, we're launching this brand new chili cook-off competition. Can we get one of our restaurants on air? And so we kind of went through as far as trying to get that pulled together. And what we ended up doing was having a Dine in the D segment that we were able to have them come and go to Sick Town Hall with Scott Taylor, who was just made to do that interview. A lot of great information. Jimmy Johnson from the Orion Historical Society stepped up because they were asking for more photos of the history of the building, and got that immediately from him. And so between the coverage of the actual Dine in the D, but then the day before they also put us on for Live in the D. So we got a lot of coverage from that particular station. So thank you to WDIV. And again, with our media partners, with AdRight, with the Billboard on TV, we had 2 different times that we had interview coverage, both pre, during, and then they were on site at the event. Lake Orion Review with an ad and an article the week of. And again, we have many different locations that are listed here that we were able to get additional coverage. And then the surprise of Channel 7 coming into the office the day before the event and capturing some good information on the lumberyard. So a couple of the feedback, a few of the feedback that we got. My favorite one, we had the most visitors of any downtown event ever. Thought you'd like to know that. So that warmed my heart to hear. Ice Fest seemed like a success. My daughter said sales were good considering the cold weather. She did say that not many participated in the bingo, but that those that did it liked it. She suggested to do every Saturday in February to entice people out of their homes and come downtown. I'll throw that back to the promotions committee. And then one of our restaurants, consider including celebrity chefs for next year's cook-off. They can even be people that are local, like your police or fire chief and longtime residents. We have sent out an Ice Fest post-event survey out to businesses. We've gotten 7 responses back. And so we will, again, just kind of poke again and remind our businesses that they could fill that out, and we'll collate that information together. And then also, as far as successes and challenges, again, wonderful support with our volunteers. I would suggest that I add in another level as far as a volunteer coordinator for our chili portion, since that's very intensive with the volunteers for that event. And then also with the alleyway, and then just a few other operational things that we're looking to do. As I mentioned earlier, we had a 900-pound group of ice blocks that had fallen over, and thank you to one of the golfing groups that was walking by. They all lifted it up, and we were able to do our live carving demonstration. Luckily, the blocks did not break, probably because it was so cold. But again, you know, everybody just came together for this event. So for this event, again, as we've been working on building our sponsorship activities with this, I did have the budget included in the packet. So a couple areas that we'd like to bump up for next year would be the single block coverage. We were hoping to get a few more for that. That would bump our numbers up a little bit. Again, with the chili ticket sales as well, we sold 64 tickets. We'll love to bump that number up again. And we'll work with our restaurants to do additional marketing and get tickets out a little sooner on that as well. So the total, almost 2,000 that we were in the good on this event. So again, looking to just build upon that for next go. And that was for Ice Fest. Any questions or comments?
I was able to attend, and the chili cook-off was the best part of the whole thing. I had a lot of fun. My wife really enjoyed that. I think it'll be, I think this is the first time ever, right, having a chili cook-off?
Yes.
That'll be a successful event in years to come. It's going to get busier and better. It was really fun to be able to sample the different restaurants and stop and have a cocktail. And it was chilly outside. It was nice being inside in restaurants enjoying the chili.
Yes.
So it was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It looked like it was very well attended. All the golfers had a ball. I didn't realize I've never attended events. I was always out of town that weekend, but the golfers had a ball, as evidenced by the noise in the ambitions at the wine social.
Yes.
Yeah, I stopped there. And it was pretty incredible. It was loud.
Yes.
It was a pretty fun place to be. I think I'm getting old. I don't like the loud noise, so I left early. But it was quite nice. And it was a lot of fun. Everybody had a great time. I especially had a great time, as did my wife.
Thank you.
Looking forward to next
Thank
year.
you. Okay, great. Thank you.
Moving on to item number 4, minute permission,
Madam
promotions.
Chair, if you could receive and
Oh,
file that.
receive and file.
Let me get my other hat
Make a
on.
motion to receive and file the executive director report.
Support.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Oh, we're just double. Got it today. Moving on to item D, minute permission.
So, Madam Chair and the board, all of you should get used to this. Every meeting now, we're going to have a section that is minute for mission. And the mission is what are we doing that's going to better align ourselves with being a great America Main Street community? Whether we ever win that award or not, we're going to be one of those communities. And so this month is focused on the targeted work that Janet, our assistant director, did for Ice Fest. I can't emphasize enough the overall success of her effort for that event. Since her and I have worked together, this was what we would expect. Her and I would expect, this is what we all would expect. The budget, she ran through it real quick. I'm going to show you again what our approach is to now start working these through more traditional Main Street. So how does this apply to all of that? This applies to mostly our promotions committee. It touches all the committees, but it's focused initially in promotions. So Janet and I put together this survey that went out. If you remember from our informational meeting, 2 full PowerPoint slides of all of the events that the DDA had some role in. And by comparison, the city of Rochester, which is twice the amount of revenue and a bigger community, has 7 events that they get involved with. We have, what is the count, 42?
It's close to 60.
60? So this survey that you're seeing that's so small on this screen that you can't really read it is the survey of just what is on the plate for what we would be expected to participate in. So what are we doing, Madam Chair? And this is more of a presentation for discussion, if anybody has a question as we go through it real quickly. More significantly, after the fact, a suggestion. So just because it's hard to read. What we did in instruction for this is we are recommending through promotions, and for the public's benefit, promotions is one of our 4 Main Street points. This is why we're hosting a Main Street open house at the end of March, is quietly, and neither one of us put in our report. What's the most significant news is we have been verbally told we will be accredited again for our 19th consecutive year. That means we are a nationally recognized program. By having it 19 years consecutive, it really puts us in the top 5% of Main Street in the country. We're doing what we should do. The amount of reinvestment that's happened within our district is a direct result of the effort of us following the program over all of these years. So this aligns with us. What is, through the promotions committee, being asked? Well, we need to start ranking our events. So we've recommended that they went through a survey like this and ranked them as a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. What does that mean? Tier 1 is much like the Hanson's run that just happened on New Year's Day. I didn't see Ms. Campbell running in it, but she could have because I wasn't there either. I'm the DDA director. That's a level tier 1 representation. They have a finite audience that they love. They've got a runners groups that come traditionally to that event. They're more than happy to get new people. They don't really want to promote it to all of the Midwest. They want to have a wonderful fun run in downtown that recognizes New Year's and kind of the spirit of that. It's their event. Hanson's runs it. We help with the police with logistics. So what does a level 1 event? It means we push it out on social media. We're excited it's happening. We get a couple of shots. We make sure that we just kind of take care of logistics that event can happen, and that's it. We don't go find sponsors. We don't put up marketing. We don't do any of that. That's a tier 1 event. We have lots of those that happen in our community. What's a tier 2 event? That's more of a partnered event, meaning Dragon on the Lake is a tier 2 event. Dragon on the Lake is not a DDA event. It is not a core event of signature to the DDA. That's an art center event. It even started with the art center. Flower Fair started with us, and it's an art center event. But Dragon on the Lake is purely theirs. But we're a partner to that, meaning tier 2 means we better be promoting. We better be helping them find resources. We better be making sure that the logistics are good. because it enhances the entire vitality of the downtown when we bring 10 to 15,000 people in our town. But that's a level 2 event. Level 3 would be what we just did, Ice Fest. Ice Fest is becoming and is a very signature key event for the DDA. Yeah, we're partnered with the Rotary. We want to make it so that the ice golf is just a portion of a larger signature festival that helps primarily our restaurant community, but really all of our businesses downtown in a time where they most need it, in February and March. Long term, we would probably look to add something, maybe smaller scale. We used to do Restaurant Week. We were having a great debate. Restaurant Week's on the list, right, for ranking. So we want our board, our committees, the core work that we do to really recognize what these events are and then set forth, like, why are we doing these? Are they economic vitality related? Are they just branding related? Are we just trying to create that we're a cool town and we want people to know it? All of that goes into what she didn't show you, shame on you, and I'll make sure that you see, is she created a very comprehensive work plan to create Ice Fest. Why is that important? We will not be a GAMSA awarded community unless we indicate a year-over-year pattern of understanding that you don't just suddenly show up and have an event. So her after post work, like what happened, kind of the after analysis, that's going to become a core of what we do for everything that ties back to the work plan. When we planned it, did it actually achieve, both monetarily, structurally, volunteer? So this starts with all of that in the ranking. So we've just kicked this off. We have results from 7 different committee members. We'll try to get a few more. If you're interested, we'd love to have you too. So where does that go? It kind of leads into how would the ranking apply to certain types of events. Now, I know these are small, but they're in your thing. So this is what Janet showed you for Ice Fest, but this is the one for Polar Express. So Madam Chair, you were curious, Polar Express. Well, how did Polar Express come out? Polar Express was a ticketed event. It should have been a sponsored event because it's an event of significance in this town because it sells out almost immediately. There's 240 tickets for the event. We post it by the end of the day, it's sold out. I just tried to get tickets for the horse racing in Kentucky at Keeneland, and my wife called me at 10 o'clock and said, "Did you get the tickets?" And I was like, "Well, that's out the window, all sold out." Our Polar Express is the same. Sponsors would love to have that. I mean, I'm looking at you, not that you have to sponsor, but like, sponsors love that. So where did we miss on this? We didn't have a sponsor. We didn't really have the work plan built around Polar Express. Now, why is it important that we rank events? Because leading up to Polar Express, just a couple of weeks before we had Sing and Stroll. And just a couple of weeks before we had Witches Night. And then just a couple of weeks before we had Halloween Extravaganza. We have to, as an organization, get into the process of where are our tier events so that we target what we're doing, so we build more of an annualized package of what all this means and why we're doing it, right? So the great news is, at only $12 a person, this event didn't lose money. We made like $200. That's great. We probably should have made $5,000 on this event. Why is that important? One, we acknowledge it. Two is, we didn't do it. Mea culpa to our board. It wasn't because we didn't want to or we ignored it. It just, we're fixing it, right? These are the things that as structurally we're, as staff and as our leadership, we're fixing. The reason we didn't make more money even as is because we had to rent a trolley. So remember we sent the letter, we're out of the trolley business with Oxford, it's broken. And so we didn't know that until just a few weeks before the event. It was our call, mine and Janet's, and we called, we're doing this because this event sells out. And so you can't yank the rug out from something that families in this town really come to expect and appreciate. It's a cool little event, just is. So we want to get in the habit of whatever tier the event, that this becomes a post-event accounting system that breaks down in what our actual was, what our goal set was for that based on our work plan, what the year over year was, and then some of the notes that accompany that. So that was in your packet. What's another one? This is Light Up Lake Orion. So this was our volunteer night. So for those of you that made that, that was awesome. I think everybody here made it. Ms. Rutt helped me pass out awards. I kept forgetting to turn to her and get them, but she was great. So this is the same thing. Just because it's not Ice Fest Level 3 core DDA event, this would still be ranked. I mean, this would be still a core event, but treated from a purpose differently. So Ice Fest has a purpose of we need to drive customers into businesses. We need to drive people into our town at a time where business is very low. We need to get sponsor dollars behind it. So this is an example of that. This year we did get a sponsor. We had one presenting sponsor. We can do better than that. Year over year, we went from about 40 people that stayed after a downtown lowdown meeting, and we gave out awards last year, to we had 92 people this year. We had more people than we had room, really. Next year will be bigger, because it's just cool. I mean, it's just really cool what we did. So this breaks down the budget of where we were. What was our big expense for volunteer night? Sick Pizza costs a lot of money. So we got to talk to Sick Pizza about, can you sponsor some more in-kind or something? We'd lost a tiny bit, a couple $100 on this event overall, but the purpose of driving identity for our volunteers, we already have, well, thanks to Ms. Campbell mostly, but we already have a significant amount of people that are reaching out to get involved because they saw what we did at Light Up Lake Orion. I thought the signs were cool. I thought the identity, the branding was cool. I thought the whole thing was super cool. So this is an example, minute for mission, of how this year your staff is now attacking the purpose behind event and promotion, and how we will track first with work plan into what we expect, what our goal set is, what our expected budget would be, how we want to find sponsorship, what the result of that is, through the event, through the volunteerism, through tracking all of that, having a post-event report, which would be these wrap-up reports. We'll probably refine this in a different way as we go forward. This is the wrap-up of what did we do there. So there'll be a record that we will have, kind of an analysis over everything at the end of it. We'll do that internally, committee, those that helped, and then that'll be presented to the board at the next meeting after whatever event it is. So if this board has further input or would look at it and say, yeah, I think you missed 3 challenges you had, we would be open to that, and we should be as an organization. So this is the business feedback survey that Janet put together and sent out. We're starting to get some of these back. This will be another tool that will become instrumental of how we really address this whole package scale. So the minute for mission is this is the new, more targeted approach that we are recommending and quite frankly just doing internally to address the fact that we spent a year not targeting third-party revenue into our budget system. It's something that we know we have to do better at. We're going to be getting better at, and we're going to be doing it driven in this methodology instead of that more last minute of, oh, we should find somebody. It's going to be identified much earlier. So it's a work in progress. This is primarily through the promotions committee. We will be calling, as we alluded to before, that we're going to try to do it quarterly if we can, probably somewhere around the time of our Main Street open house. We will be calling the committees together to have a joint meeting. Remember we talked about that? Mm-hmm. That the joint committees would come together and we would be talking about this so that organization and everybody knows that this is where promotion's going to focus purpose into driving work plan around how we do this. So when we bring reports to you, we can say, Ice Fest next year, we're like, yeah, Ice Fest, we were able to get 300 people in the chili cook-off. That alone, revenue scale, changes the needle. Oh, we're up to 18 ice sculptures. It's just the incremental change now gets us more targeted focus. So that's this month's Minute for Mission. I would love questions, comments. You're tired, whatever you would like, but that's what we've presented tonight.
This is excellent. It's exactly what I was looking for back in November, and pushing us to have specific goals. Well, first of all, to look at what events are we involved in, and I love the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, that shows the importance of each event and how much involvement the DDA will have in it. So this is excellent. One of the things that I would suggest is that a sponsor package for the next year goes out in the fall.
Right.
Because those large businesses, Meyer, Mosheri, the banks, et cetera, they're developing their budget in the fall for the following year. And you want to get your request in when they're obviously crafting their budget for the following year. The other thing that is so beneficial and will help bring sponsors back is a wrap-up report to them. We call them impact reports when I did them. We showed them the impact that the ROI that they got for the dollars that they gave us to sponsor the event. We had screenshots of social media stats, how many social media posts went out, how many views, pictures from the event. I mean, anything and everything, right, that can show the impact. And that was extremely beneficial in bringing sponsors back year after year.
Yes.
So just 2 suggestions, but this is phenomenal.
It's a good step.
I'm really grateful that we are able to see, everybody knows that my goal is for us to be a GAMSA recipient. I'm very, very upfront about all of that. But I think because we know, for several reasons, that there's other communities that are currently watching what Lake Orion does and how we do it. I mean, we've been recently told that. We were told that last year in addition, but this year specifically, that I think it's a tremendous model to be able to say what you're doing, why you're doing it, how it's going to impact the community, what it's actually going to cost us, the opportunities that we have. I mean, we have to be good stewards of what we've been entrusted with, and the fact that we can actually be flush, right? We can make money at this and help sustain and support what we're doing downtown. And especially, I was so delighted when you said that you were going to partner with Rotary. We've been one of the businesses that has a golf hole. We had 140 people come through our store for hole number 13, 140. I can tell you, last week and this week is the busiest that we have been in a long time. You know where those people are coming from? We're like, wow, you guys had a challenging hole. Wow, you guys even had food. Wow, you know what I'm saying? And so the fact that we can partner with what is currently happening in the downtown benefits everybody, absolutely benefits everybody. So I'm really delighted to see this, but I love what Elena is saying, like that impact report, by saying, look, this is how it's going to benefit you.
Right.
Like this is what this is going to bring to you. And so that's huge. So I appreciate all the effort that's gone into this, and I look forward to seeing this every single time we do an event.
Great.
Good stuff.
And per our work plan, we do have those sponsor packets that will be going out, so. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we're going to have a receive and,
Yeah, I'll move to receive and file the report.
Support.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Going on to item number E, committee's minutes.
Are these all one item, or did you put them in as 4?
It's all one item, so again, we're trying to make sure that we are capturing the minutes and having those included in the board packets so everybody knows what's going on with each of our committees. So for this month, we have the promotions committee was included, as well as the January 19th meeting and February 11th meeting for the organization committee. And they're just included as far as supplemental information for the board.
Move to receive and file the committee's minutes.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 10, board comments and training feedback. Mr. Laurent?
Well, it was really fun to see all the feedback on the ICE event. I wasn't here for it. But looking at the pictures, I happened to be in Harbor Springs that weekend, and guess what they were having? And none of their stuff looked like our stuff. It really looked like we were a couple notches ahead of Harbor Springs. So I was kind of happy.
That makes me happy too, Hank.
Dr. Sand?
Yeah, the event was pretty phenomenal. I mean, it was really cold outside, I'm not gonna lie, it was really cold, but the worst station for coldness was the Rise Lounge. It was like a wind tunnel on that front street. I mean, I think it lasted about 15 minutes, they finally went indoors, but man, it was cold. But it was a lot of fun, everybody had a great time. I mean, all the pictures, people are smiling, and I'm telling you, the reception at the end at the wine social was incredible. People were having a ball. All the golfers were having a great time. It was a really, really fun event. And I've never been to the event because I don't like the cold, but I'm learned to like the cold. It was the chili
Which
drove
part
me.
about?
We love the chili. You know, the chili was the best part. It was a lot of fun. And I said, it was a really nice event. It was fun to see that. People had a great time. And it seems like it's definitely something, obviously it's a hallmark event for our downtown in the wintertime. And people need downtown events because this winter did suck. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty cold. They say supposedly the fourth coldest winter in history with spells. So it was nice to have something you can do outside and actually enjoy the outdoor activities. It was fun. So thanks for having a great event.
Thank you.
I was really excited about the Light Up Lake Orion Illuminators event and the awards. I was really sad to miss it. I got delayed coming back from Florida due to ice storms in the middle of the country that were not cooperating with our drive back. But I just want to say thank you to our whole committee, the org committee, and Janet and Matt for all your work on that event. It was just a phenomenal success to have 92 people there. That's just incredible, and we're going to need a bigger place for next year. And huge thank you to all of our volunteers and our illuminators. And for those who don't know about the illuminators, it's a core group of volunteers. We welcome anybody and everybody to be involved in it. It's people who are passionate about our downtown, who want to see our downtown thrive, and who want to get involved. And we have a Facebook page that you can go to and follow to find out information. It's the Illuminators Downtown LO Volunteers. The Illuminators Downtown LO Volunteers. We'd love to have you. There are also some kind of nice perks to being an illuminator as well and volunteering to help downtown. So just really super excited about that. And then I just wanted to say one thing about the lumberyard. It's such an exciting project, and I just want to point out, I grew up in Lenawee County on a 300-acre farm. My mom is still there. My dad just passed away. We still own the farm. We lease the land to someone we grew up with who farms it. There is a data center going in. We all are hearing about this in Michigan, right? They bought 600 acres of prime farmland to put a data center in that's not very far from our farm. And the point that I want to make, people have a right to do with their property what they want to do, as long as it falls within the zoning and the ordinances for the local community, obviously. And there are variances that can happen too. Our community purchased the lumberyard for a reason. Because now our community has control over that space. And our community can put what it wants in that space. And what we're building there is something for the entire community to enjoy. And that whole design plan was based on input from the community. No one wanted a high-density development in there. So our option was to purchase it as a community to benefit our community. And I just want to remind people, as we're seeing some of these things happening with data centers and other things, private property owners have the right to sell their property for development. A community's right is to go and purchase it, and then you can do what you want with it. So kudos to the DDA and our community for having that vision to purchase that property, because it's going to be absolutely incredible.
And if you remember, there was a proposal before the Planning Commission as well to put a high-density apartment complex in that space before they withdrew and the DDA purchased it. But want to echo the comments about Light Up Lake Orion. We absolutely will need a bigger space next year if the trends continue, which was just phenomenal and delightful to see, people supporting, their friends and family members who are receiving awards, and just get excited about the things that are happening in downtown. And love seeing the young people out there, love hearing the stories of the young people volunteering at Ice Fest as well, because they're the future of our community. And when they get a vision for investing in your community, creating a sense of place, it makes our community stronger. So thank you to all those young people, high schoolers who came and volunteered. It's deeply appreciated to see the next generation getting involved. Ice Fest, I also wasn't there because I was shuttling kids from ski lessons and all that kind of stuff, but the cold was a good thing, because I remember other Ice Fest years where there was no ice that was staying for very long. So even days after, I was walking through downtown with my kids, and it had started to melt, and the Hanson's runner had lost its hands, and there was a kid walking with his mom. Look, he doesn't have any hands. But they lasted for a few days, and so that was great to see. If we live in a cold place, and I think that if you're gonna live in a cold place, you need to find things to do that make you enjoy the cold place. That's why I ski. It's why I like going outside and doing things, sledding on crazy hills, because it brings joy into a season of darkness and cold. And so these events really bring a sense of anchoring community to Lake Orion, and also brings joy in the midst of what I think is the worst month of the year, February, because it is the longest, it's the shortest, but it feels like the longest month. So these events aren't just for the sake of having fun, but it really does drive the sense of place that we have. It drives economic development and vitality, as as you mentioned, people coming into your store. And so they have a broad effect far beyond just people coming into downtown and having a lot of fun. And it's a reason why people want to come here, to hang out here, to move here, because of things like this, because our community is thriving and it's vibrant. And events like this are anchors in that. We have a little bit of quiet now as we look towards spring and some warmer weather here. But as spring gets underway, we'll see some other things coming into town, and looking forward to the rest of this year and what's going to happen, and the development in the lumber yard. I'm very excited about what's going on there as well.
Making this comment. So you're talking about we need a bigger space.
Yeah.
There is no bigger space in Lake Orion until the Lake Orion Lumberyard
Yes, right.
barn is opened up. Then we'll have a bigger space to have these nice events, because there's really nothing bigger than the town hall, than the sick town hall, right? That's the biggest place we have downtown. Hopefully, when the Lumberyard's open, that barn area, that there will be the space to gather. That'd be kind of a cool place to gather.
Guess we could convert this into,
Yeah, take this.
Well, I just want to thank everyone that volunteers in our community. I mean, what a great event for the Ice Fest and the Rotary's Ice Golf Challenge. Just so everybody knows, the Rotary has a wait list now. There are businesses that are like, hey, what you've just done is so cool, we want to be a part of it, can you? And they're like, sorry, like we don't have any extra holes. So I'll tell you what, that was probably genius that we chose to partner with them, because it has just opened up a whole new opportunity for people to come and check out our downtown. And let me tell you, it was tough ordering food on that day. You had to wait a while to get food because our restaurants were so busy. So, I mean, that was amazing. I also wanted to say that when we were talking about previously how we wanted to engage our future, engage our kids from the high school, engage our kids from the middle school. And it was interesting that we had several kids come in to our store. One girl was a photographer. She was walking around, taking photos. There was another kid who said, hey, Dad, Mom and I decided to go out to lunch. We just wanted to see what you were doing. And they were like, well, hey, I want to do that. So, that may be something that we might want to consider next year, having something where the kids might have something to participate. Like, I think that would be super cool to take advantage of that. But all in all, I would say that great job. I know we say this all the time, but I really want you to understand, we appreciate the effort that has gone into Ice Fest. and putting together the strategy, the plans, coming back and sharing with us, you know, did we make a profit? This is what it cost us, right? All of these things, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, like this is what our commitment level is going to be. All of those things moving forward, I think, are huge tools to help us be successful. So I appreciate that. I understand that was a lot of work to do that, but that's what we needed. That's what we were asking for. So thank you so much for doing that. I also want to thank our DDA board for your attendance. There was attendance at the Illuminators, there was attendance at the Ice Fest, there were volunteer times, walking into restaurants and seeing people, you know, sharing a chili or whatever. So appreciate all of that additional support that you bring our community. Our next regular meeting is March 17th, 2026. And can we have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved.
Support.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.